Good afternoon. When Cassie assigned us this listening assignment, I got excited because I'm not the type of person who has any silence in his life. I'm a very loud person, and I lead a very loud lifestyle. I got a boy that turned 7 years old today, so when I leave here, I'm going to be surrounded by a whole bunch of screaming 6, 7, and 8-year-olds. I work a real hectic job where there's a lot of talking and clacking on keyboards and radio traffic, so I knew that this was going to be an experience that I would enjoy because I never really get to just sit and be quiet and listen. What I did discover is that using some of the techniques in Jillian's Treasure's 5 Steps to Better Listening, it can truly enhance your listening experience and the quality of your listening. So today I'll describe to you where I did my listening, some of the things I heard, and what I learned from this experience. First, let me describe where I did my exercise. I did my exercise in the southwest corner of Playfair Park. It's adjacent to Russell School. There's another apartment complex next to the school. Across the street to the south is some apartment complex, and there's about 5 or 6 baseball diamonds in the park. I saw a dad and his son over there playing catch on one of the baseball diamonds. I saw, it was about 8:15, so the sun was going down and the moon was coming up. It was like one of the most beautiful nights of the year. So now that I've described my surroundings, I'd like to share with you some of the things that I've heard during my 15 minutes of silence. Before I closed my eyes, I could hear a baby across the street crying. And when I closed my eyes, I could still hear that baby, but only for about 20 or 30 seconds, and then I drowned the baby out. Jillian Treasure references this as differencing in your listening. And I've discovered that it worked. I knew that it worked, I just didn't know what to call it until I saw that video. Also, after I stopped hearing the baby cry, I could hear the ball hitting the leather glove that the dad and the son was over there throwing. And I also heard the dad talking to the son. He was actually coaching his son. And that's something that I probably wouldn't have picked up on just looking over there and seeing him. It was something that I had to hear. There was a total of 29 cars that sped by while I was sitting out there listening, and it kind of worried me because I let my son play on that street and they sounded like they was going pretty fast. They were also, doing donuts in the parking lot, and the parking lot of Russell School, I could hear that. I started my experience sitting up, facing to the south, and then I decided to lay down. So when I laid down, my ears were facing north and south, and I could hear somebody on the track. I had my eyes closed, but I can kind of hear them behind me in the distance, and I could hear their feet like crunching the rocks on the track, and then it like turned into them walking on grass, and they was getting closer to me, and I kind of got nervous because I heard them coming up to me, and I heard them stop right next to me, and I heard somebody say, "What you doing, fool?" And I like opened my eyes up, and it was one of my friends. I'm like, "Give me a minute, man, I'm doing all." I also heard somebody walking by playing the guitar, and I could actually hear their fingers hitting the guitar strings, and he was singing something, but he wasn't that great a singer, so I had to use my differencing again to tune him out, but he was singing something. So in a nutshell, those are the sounds I heard at Playfair Park. Now I'd like to tell you what I learned from this experience. I learned that I focused too much on my sight and not enough on my hearing. For example, I was content seeing the dad and son playing catch. I thought they were playing catch. He was actually trying to teach them how to become the world's next greatest pitcher. I heard my friend Richie before I would have seen him, because he was coming from behind me, and I wouldn't have really been paying attention to the sound behind me if I had my eyes open. That's called using your mixer. Jillian Treasure calls that using your mixer. So I learned that works too. So today I've described my listening experience in Playfair Park, the things I've heard and what I learned, and it was a great experience. I'm glad that we had to do this. Thank you.